There is something that's happening in the culture right now where men and women are trying to out victim each other. That's literally what it is. You're trying to out victim each other. So you see these triggering posts that says, men, stop staying with women when you're unhappy. These women don't know how to treat men properly. These women ain't nothing but gold diggers. These women are doing all of these things. And then on the flip side, you'll see the women posting in there, well, it goes both ways. Men do this, men do that. And then you'll see these posts about women that women would post will be like, all men are cheaters. These men ain't nothing. These men don't know how to treat women right. They bring out the worst in us. They don't know how to take care of us properly. The chivalry is gone. Like all of this negative rhetoric. And I honestly only see it in the Black community. So what you guys really don't understand is this out victiming each other as if you can't have both at the same time. Men are being treated wrong. Women are being treated wrong on both ends of the spectrum. And I just want to say, be careful when you're trying to box everyone in as if all women are bad, all women are good, are not right, all women don't know how to treat a man, all women do this. Or on the flip side, all men don't treat women right, all men, like when you box men and women, it's almost like we don't have our own personalities. Like we're all the same. Every woman is the same. Every man is the same. So be careful of all of us. So then you go into it with these eyes of trauma, with these eyes of what you've gone through, with these eyes of what you've dealt with every woman, as if I'm her, as if he's him. And the problem is that perspective is a trauma-based perspective. That perspective is not a clear lens, because when you get into relationships or when you get around people who are in healthy environments, the conversation is not like that. The conversation is not about all the bad things and what women do and what men do and this out victimization of things. See, when you get into healthy environments or when you heal or when you're around healthy people, the conversation is about the experiences that we dealt with. I've been in a negative relationship before. I've been with men who cheated on me. I've been with a man I was in domestic violence relationship before. But I don't blame all men for the decisions that I've made. I don't blame all men for the things that I've gone through. Here's what I did. Here's what I experienced. Here's what I've learned from that. Here's what I've learned to look for. Because of that relationship that I've been in, because of those relationships I've been in, I've learned to move forward in this way. That's a healthy dynamic. But when you're boxing all women and all men into things, then you're basically saying that we all the same, we don't do anything different. And again, like I was saying before, that's just an unhealthy perspective, and it shows how unhealed you are and unhealed the people are who share those types of posts, because it basically says that I see all women the same, I see all men the same because of the experience that I've been in, and it shows the lack of healing that you have not had. While I know that a lot of this is the trick of the enemy, and I know that the enemy wants Black men and women to have this negative connotation about each other, he wants us to stay apart because he hates marriage and how powerful we are when we come to marriage. A lot of people don't understand that. So because people don't understand how the enemy works, how Satan works in our lives, then we continuously just point the finger at each other. And as long as we keep pointing the finger at each other, then we never have to take accountability for our own selves and how we need to show up. But I really want us to start really focusing on not only getting back to godly views, godly standards of who we're supposed to be, but really start getting back to the love that we once had for each other. Because the fact that what's happening right now is just so bad, it's very disheartening to continue to see us have this hatred towards each other as if we don't like each other, when really we do really love each other, but we see the bad so often. We need to see more good, more love, and more healthy dynamics and conversations. And don't get me wrong, this is not me saying that you cannot express what you've gone through. You cannot express the things you've dealt with, because just like I said I've dealt with this. However, my view is not on a skewed view of because I chose that's how men are, or because men did this, that's how women are. That's a skewed perspective. When you go through healing, this is why healing is so important. I know you hear it all the time, but what healing is just me going through, figuring out how I was traumatized in a situation that now I have this view of what men and women look like to me because of what I've gone through. And now my nervous system reacts to men or women in a certain way, whichever perspective you're on, that I can't even look at a post about what a man has gone through and not be triggered as a woman. And I can't look at a post of what a woman has gone through and not be triggered like I haven't gone through that too. We're out victiming each other versus being empathetic towards. So pretty much I just say all that to say that you have to do your own work. You have to take accountability for your own actions, and you have to stop putting it off on the other person. Oh, she did this, she did that. She probably did. He did this, he did that, and he probably did. But at the end of the day, take accountability for the actions that you put in it and just take it as a lesson. You know what? I've learned my lesson. Not the lesson that I'm going to be cold-hearted and heartless and I'm not going to treat men and women right no more because of what I've gone through. No, I've learned my lesson that now I see the fruit of something. If I'm looking on a man's page, this is what I do. If I'm looking on the man's page and he got a whole bunch of negative stuff about how women do this, women are narcissists, women do this, women blah, 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 and it's a bunch of negativity, to me, I don't care how fine he is. That's a clear indication that that man has not healed and done his healing work, because the fact that he was okay with putting all this negative perspective, basically how like women are, and women are narcissistic, and women don't do this, and women can just use men, and men have good heart. Like if I see a man's page and he has all this negativity about his perspective of how he thinks about women, that is a clear indication that man has not done his healing work. Clear indication that he's still hurting about something. Clear indication that even his perspective is completely negative and he's taking his own self out of it and not saying, how did I contribute to the breakdown of that relationship? How did I contribute to being in a relationship with someone like that? How did I contribute to that relationship, and what have I learned on how to pick better, and what have I learned about myself that I need to do to work on, because there's something I did in that relationship too. She wasn't just all bad. I did some things too. That's a healthy dynamic. That's a healthy thought process. But if you're dealing with someone or you're seeing someone and it's always her, always him, and it's never about you and what you did, you need to work on yourself. How about this? How about instead of the focus being on all the things of how men are in these unhappy relationships with women that treat them wrong, and how women are in these unhappy relationships that treat them wrong, how about we focus on how we can be mature adults and figure out a way to come together and figure out what we need to do so that we can be in happy relationships? Because if the focus is on all of the bad things and there's no solution, then all you're doing is just being a victim in the process, a victim in the relationship, but you don't have a solution to how we can get better. What can I contribute to this relationship to be better? How can we come up with different ways so that we can figure out how to make this work? This is healthy conversations. The negative is so loud. We need to start having more healthier, mature conversations about what needs to be done so that the relationships can be better, versus focusing on what women can't do, what men can't do, what we're not doing, and how it's not working. How about we come up with a solution on what needs to be done so it does work? Can we focus on that?